I have to tell you a story. A political consultant who happens to be affiliated with the other side, the BCDO, asked me a very simple question at lunch a few weeks ago. And she said to me, what is it about Loretta Weinberg that all of you are just so intensely passionate about? Like, what is it?
One of us.
Right. Right. Exactly. And I looked at her and I said, you don't get it. You don't get it. For you, I said to this person, this is a game. This is about getting your monthly retainer. That's right. This is your livelihood. For us, we're talking about a woman who has changed the lives of every single person in the state, including every one of you here today.
That's for sure. Right.
She has made... This Loretta Weinberg, if you know somebody in this state who's been affected by cancer or other just awful health conditions, Loretta Weinberg's work over the years has made hospitals better, medicine safer, and the healthcare system more accountable. That's Loretta's doing. As you know, she was chair of the Assembly Health Committee. If some of you have disabled members of your family, it was Loretta who sponsored a bill that brought millions of dollars in research for people who are autistic. That's Loretta's doing. And to some of us, that's an intensely personal cause. She's affected of our lives. For those of you who have been discriminated against because you're women or people of color or disabled, Loretta has written laws to make your lives easier, to give you access, to give you dignity, to give you justice and equality. You can't even list the dozens of laws that this woman has written. What Lyndon Johnson was to the Great Society in America in the 1960s, Loretta Weinberg has... Loretta Weinberg is responsible for the Great Society of New Jersey in the 1990s and the 2000s. So we have a choice between Loretta's Great Society and the opposition's great corruption. Which is it? Which are you going to choose?
LW.
Loretta. No-brainer.
Which is it?
Loretta.
And Loretta Weinberg has taken... She's a woman ahead of her time. You know, it's so bizarrely ageist every time you read an article, and they always say like Loretta Weinberg grandmother. It's like I don't get like you know, grandson or brother, like they love that, right? Well, this quote grandmother is so ahead of her time that the rest of the state is going to take decades to catch up.
That's right.
Decades.
Yeah.
With all the love I have in my heart and all the love of everybody in this room, legend is not enough of a word to introduce the extraordinary senator, the architect of New Jersey's greatest society, Loretta Weinberg.
Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you, for being here. But I will tell you, what has made me the happiest in my public career was being listed as a hot tag on Blue Jersey. And that is something that my grandchildren will hear about quite regularly. That Grammy is a hot tag. So, you know, everything is downhill thereafter. But I am so delighted. Jimmy Dean, thank you so much for being here. You know, you heard the story about the first time I heard your brother speak at a New Jersey Democratic convention. I was accused of trying to throw my bra at him. That is a made-up story. You know, there are a lot of groups represented here, and I'm going to mention some of them, but I just want to mention one person. And we all have role models, and actually even I have a few role models. But there's a gentleman from Teaneck, New Jersey, who I often said has vinegar in his veins instead of blood. He's He's 94 years old. He still appears before council meetings, writes letters, nags people to do the right thing, and I'm telling you that because that gives me like 21 more years to go. I want to introduce to you, just for a little wave, a role model for all of us, Lou Schwartz. Right away wants the microphone. You have to wait 1 minute. We have here our campaign manager, Brenda Allen, who is David Carano, who's our field director, is around someplace. I don't know where he is. And a couple of members of our collective office staffs who are great sources of support for us. But there are many groups here. Democracy for America, New Jersey. We're so happy, Rosie. Thank you for coming and for joining in this. We have the representatives of the social workers of New Jersey, the social workers group. People who are on the front line dealing with all those folks from Human Services, from the Division of Youth and Family Services, who need voices in this government. We've got representatives of almost every labor union. The people who represent the working people of the state of New Jersey. They are all 100% signed on our line. That is a big move for all of the labor unions here in Bergen County and in the state, and they sent a message to the Bergen County Democratic Organization that any money they raise is coming into our campaign and not into the BCDO coffers. Women's groups here. We have all sorts of grassroots. Certainly Bergen Grassroots, which has been a great source of support here also. You're a terrific group of people. This is an uphill battle. All they can run on is negatives, and since they don't have very many, they will be making them up on a regular basis, I can assure you. We have a record. The three of us have a record. And we are going to be running on the things like requiring the insurance companies, as we did, to pay for 48 hours of aftercare for new moms and their babies. Pushing through more legislation to help children with disabilities, to help the many, many families in the autism community. It was my bill that created a $1 surcharge on every moving violation that has resulted in almost $5 million a year into research to find the causes where New Jersey has the highest incidence of kids with autism, and we've got to get to the bottom of it. Those are our priorities. Those are the priorities we're going to be running on. Gordon and Valerie are great running mates. We've been a terrific team together. I kid Valerie. Quite often, poor Gordon gets stuck in between us and doesn't get a chance to get in too many words edgewise. The two of us are constantly dapping. But I will tell you, this guy cannot walk on the street in any of our towns that half the people we meet don't know him. That is literally the truth. And if they don't know him, he picks them up in restaurants wherever we are. Goes around to the restaurant, picks up 5 or 6 more people. So they are my running mates. They are our team. We are your representatives. And I know we don't want to engage in negative politics, but we heard they had 40 to 50 people at their convention.
No!
That they probably didn't have a quorum.
Oh, please, they didn't have a minion. We have had several hundred here in and out of this room. To the Solidarity Singers, thank you for reminding us. We have other people in this room. We have a lot of local candidates, by the way, in some of the towns in Englewood and Bergenfield and Tenafly, who have made a choice to move off the regular organization column and come into our column. That takes courage. And we're proud of all of them. I think one of our Englewood candidates here, I know there
There were candidates from Tenafly here a little bit earlier, from Bergenfield, from Englewood Cliffs, from Leonia. They voted in their own organizations to move off those lines and join us. That's courage, because people know we want to take back our party, our county, and our state. So thanks for joining in that road. Thank you very much.
Yay!